downgraded and now they want to upgrade, they can do so, and then they can have their back office, their locker room again, and have access to all of these other things, the new commission structure and so on and so on. But if they choose not to, then of course it's just they're locked out of their locker room. They can't get in. So I sent out an extra email that has the link to the video, and it takes you right directly to YouTube video, and you can watch the video that way, or the person that doesn't have access to the locker room, because the players don't have a locker room. So that's why it's important for everybody to pass all of those emails on down to your teammates. So I think that's about all I have to contribute. Because I've been talking with Lloyd. I talked with Lloyd earlier today, and he filled me in on a few of the details. So I think it's in anyone's best interest to, if they want to make some serious money, an easy way to get. Oh, one more thing. They're coming out with a complete marketing package for the new affiliates that's going to contain its own video, and we are not permitted to use any of our own marketing materials, because we're now at that point we have re-entered the MLM world, and they have to be extremely careful to make sure that they're complying with all the laws. So the material that they're going to provide to us from corporate is the only material that we're going to be permitted to utilize to market to the prospective affiliates. And they have a program put together for marketing on Facebook. They're going to be using TV and radio advertising, different forms of advertising that they've never used before. So the name Fire Fan is going to be all over. Now, when they went up to the football game up at BYU, apparently everybody was all dressed in certain shirts, orange shirts or something, and they made quite a splash in the stadium. And in fact, Lloyd just came back a little bit ago that he had given his card to one of the football players on BYU, and that football player came back just recently and became a player on Lloyd's team. So now that player is going to obviously bring all the other, players, 90 players on the BYU team into the thing. So Lloyd's just picked up a whole bunch of new players just with handing out a business card to a football player. But as far as the marketing, it's going to be a completely different. They've got a brand new, updated, professionally done video for the marketing to the new affiliates. But we're not going to have access to that until the 15th, so we don't have to get too excited about it. But it is going to be exciting when it rolls out. But we have exactly 9 weeks from that date, and then it shuts down again. So if you want to go out and build your affiliate team and your player team, you can build your player team right now. You can go out and add players as much as you want. But as far as new affiliates, we're not going to be able to do that until the 15th.
Are we allowed to use the old marketing things that they gave to us, the cards and all that?
No. I don't. Not the cards for the. You mean for the
Fire Fan?
Fire Fan cards that we use for sports bars and things like that?
Yeah.
I would suspect we still can, but that never came up in the video, and since I wasn't able to ask any questions, because she didn't take any questions at the end, she just finished it up and said, "That's it, thank you, good night," and turned off the screen. But she said that as far as new affiliates, now of course that material isn't necessarily for affiliates. It's primarily for players.
Right.
Yeah. So you can still use that material. Yeah, it's only the material for marketing for affiliates, because the players that doesn't have anything to do with MLM. But putting in new affiliates does. Now it falls back into the realm of the MLM industry.
Okay.
So whatever materials you had before that you were using for players, that won't change. That'll still be effective.
Okay.
But anything that you're marketing for you can't come up with your own emails. You can't come up with your own ideas on marketing anything. It has to be provided. It has to be the material provided by corporate.
Are they going to be giving us Are they going to be giving us online materials?
I don't know. I would suspect they will, because there's going to be training on social media. Yeah. So
Okay.
that being the case, you're going to be able to market online. To like in LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter. She said they're covering all the social media. So we'll see what it looks like.
Okay.
But
Well,
once again, get that information disseminated through each of your organizations, and make sure that everybody has a crack at it, because I can guarantee that there's going to be some people downline that are going to miss out on it, and they're going to be awfully PO'd at somebody for not getting the information to them.
Well, I think everybody here is pretty good about sending stuff to online. So
yeah, but I mean, in our group it's good, but make sure that your group does the same thing, that they get the same message. That's the important thing. That they understand that it doesn't just sit on their computer and die.
Right. All right. Well, I'll notify the group. Push it down.
Yeah, well, I was just looking in my back office, so I guess I'm still active.
Yeah, you are.
Yep. Yeah, you're still an affiliate, aren't you?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. As long as you're an affiliate.
I went in my back office just to make sure I could get back there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good to know. Good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody here is still an active affiliate in good standing, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay. And the general premise was we'll see a payoff, a pretty good one in about a year, right?
Well, it'll be a lot faster than that. I mean, the really big payoff comes when they bring others apps in. That's all of a sudden, let's say you're making $1,000 a month, all of a sudden it goes to $2,000 a month without doing a thing.
Yeah. Now are they talking about apps as in soccer app and then?
No, they're talking about another completely different app apart from FireFan.
Okay.
It's going to be not a sports app. It's going to be a different kind of an app.
Oh, it's good.
Only the founders' affiliates in good standing. So if you're one of the originals, one that came in before, well, the deadline they've used is October 31st this year. So but now you can't bring a new affiliate in before then, because they're not permitting new affiliates before September 1st. New affiliates can be brought in by attendees at the conference. So the only affiliates that can become affiliates before the 31st pardon me, are the ones who were affiliates previously, who downgraded to player and now have upgraded again back to affiliate.
Now let me ask you a question, Wally.
Go ahead.
Brain fart. I'm so tired tonight. Can't think now. Never mind. Hopefully it'll come back.
Randy, I'm sorry, you're going to have to wait.
How was the wedding? How was the wedding, Wally?
The wedding was fabulous. The wedding was absolutely incredible. It rained we watched the rain come in from Minnesota early in the morning on Saturday, and it kept working its way across the state. And we figured, looking at the pace, it was going to get there about 5 o'clock. The wedding was scheduled, it was an outdoor wedding at a gazebo in the complex. It was, we figured about 5 o'clock. Sure enough, about 5 o'clock, the rains came. The wedding scheduled for 5:30. The rains weren't real heavy, but the ceremony was still held outside. And Lisa and Brian wrote their own vows. And after each one read their vows, there wasn't a dry eye in the place. I mean, everybody teared up because Brian even, mentioned the fact that he knew that Lisa's life is not the normal. She has a much shorter span of life in front of her than most people, obviously, because she has a brain tumor, and now it's reoccurred, so it's not looking real good. But they each wrote their own vows addressing the unique situation that they were in, and it was fabulous. It was just a tremendously emotional experience.
Sure.
But then we all went back inside, and they had an open bar set up for a couple of hours prior to dinner. We had the groom's parents are members of this place up there. It's called Osthoff House. It's an enormous resort up on Elkhart Lake in Wisconsin, right on almost on the perimeter of the track, Elkhart Road America road track. And Brian's dad and mom are real big race car fans. Doesn't matter whether it's open wheel or stock car, doesn't matter. And there's always, almost every weekend, there's a race up there, so they virtually live up there every weekend. In fact, this complex has one wing. There's probably, I don't know, maybe 150, maybe 200 condos, I don't know. But there's condominiums. It's all made to look like part of the hotel, but people can actually buy condominiums up there. So his folks bought a condominium, and they have this up there year round. And there's even in the wintertime, there's some kind of racing, snowmobile racing, and activities that the race fans really love. So anyway, his dad, being a member up there, I say being a member, he paid for everything, and it had to be a middle figure because the cost, everything that they put out was so first class. It was unbelievable. And then after the dinner was filet mignon, and they must have had 200 people, 250 people in the room in the party, and when it came time to serve the dinner, a whole crew of people came out carrying trays full of plates of food, covered up with those metal lids, and within maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes at the most, all of the food was served. Now, how they cooked all of that food, and the meat was so tender you could cut it with a fork. It was filet mignon. And how they did that, I have no idea. I can't even imagine how they could have cooked that many fillets to perfection and have them come out all in that sequence. But it was great. It turned out really, really nice. So now the Mr. and Mrs. Gay are kind of relaxing, and he's going back to work. In fact, he went back to work yesterday, and they're going on their honeymoon in December. They're going to go to Tahiti. Now, the Brian's dad said, "I'll throw $1,000 in for that. The rest of that's on their own. They can figure out how they can pay for the rest of that." So they figure they've got about 3 months to save up the money to go, because it's quite an expensive trip, I guess. But anyway, she has such a short time to live. They're gonna do it, really do it well.
Well, we'll keep praying for Lisa and for the hubby now, and trusting God for good things.
You never know. The she had to change her well, she didn't have to, I guess, but she did. She changed her oncologist, changed her regimen. It's an entirely different regimen. They're not using the T cells. They're doing it altogether differently. She seems to be happy with the way it's working out and the way it was laid out to her. So it's it's her call, and you can't you might want to think there's a better way, but it's her life, so she has to make the decision. She has to make the call. So you can only after she does, the only thing you can do is pray and say, well, hope it's the right way to go.
Yeah, that's all we can do. It's kind of a crapshoot anyway with doctors.
Yeah, well, with the glioblastoma, everything is a crapshoot because it's such a terminal cancer. Up until just a short time ago, nobody ever survived it. Your success ratio was 0. So anything that they can do to expand the lifespan is a plus.
No, I don't have a question.
Okay.
I have one.
Does anybody have any questions about the new rollout number 2?
I'm gonna watch the video, and then I'll probably have video.
Watch the video, yeah.
And then have questions Thursday. So if we could all come back on Thursday.
Yeah,
I'm curious.
The first thing is to get to watch the video and take notes, because it's like trying to drink out of a fire hydrant. She's pouring information out, and it's almost nonstop. So the beauty of it, when I was watching it last night, I was trying to take notes, and then they said that it'll be up on the video will be up on the locker room afterward, tomorrow, sometime tomorrow. I said, oh, good, because then you can stop it and take notes. But you're going to want to do that because there's just an enormous amount of information and an enormous amount of changes coming. So the things that you remembered about the commission structure and the bonuses and all that, it ain't the same. It's a whole new ball game.
Well, anything that increases our bonuses, increases our income, I think that's a good thing.
Well, what's going to be great is that all these additional tokens played and tokens purchased, that all increases. It all falls down to our shared bonus. The big bonus at the end of the month. That's what's going to get huge.
Okay.
That conceivably could wind up being bigger than your commissions on your played and purchased tokens, because that's at 20%. They've raised the percentage on several of the levels and several of the different structures. So all of those things that they've done, they've taken. I'll let you look at it on the video. I don't want to get too far down the road. The video does a lot better job explaining it than I do.
For me, I'm guardedly optimistic, but I'm hoping this time that it'll be more factual than the inflated figures we had last year. I think that was the disappointment for just about everybody, including people like Amy Grant Smart and people like
everybody.
That.
There was disappointment throughout. Were disappointed because and Madeline admits it that they were disappointed. Everybody was disappointed because they were basing all of what they were anticipating in the form of income on what turned out to be erroneous facts. They didn't know they were erroneous because they had never done this before. All they did was they took what was given to them and said, this is the way history has shown that it's going to work, and even that was incorrect. So the information that they were given was not accurate information, and they just kept saying this. they passed it on to us as accurate, and we passed it on to other people as accurate. So everybody from corporate on down was disappointed. Had the opportunity of having 9 months of actual experience, and they've got hard, fast numbers to look at, and now that's how they could make the adjustments to the commission structure and change the percentages here and there, and make it more beneficial to all the participants. And like I said, even if you do nothing, your income is going to go up. If you do something like adding more players and more affiliates, your income is going to go up a lot. So it's your call. Like she said, it's your call. You can stand pat and just take the increase, because there's going to be there, just by virtue of the fact that the number of games has increased by 18 times. So the number of games played, or the sporting events that are going to be covered, is increasing by 18 times from what it was last year. I didn't realize that they only had 100 football games from Thanksgiving to the Super Bowl. Just 100. Now we're going to have 3,500 football games, counting the NCAA. NCAA is probably going to be bigger than NFL.
Probably.
It's a lot more teams.
So if you guys have any connections, have any relatives that are in college, or any shirt tail relatives that are in college, whether they're sports fans or not, doesn't make any difference. Get a hold of them and get them, as a player, and let them introduce it to people who are active players, and in a matter of a short period of time, that'll get into the sports department, and you're going to have players all over the place. But go through your card files and your relatives, shirt tails or not, and find relatives that are in college or have a connection to a college, and get them involved as a player.
And I think I remember what I was going to ask you, Wally. It was a statement more than a question. Unless you have a person who can recruit like crazy, we don't want them as affiliates. We want them as players.
Right.
And I think it's important to keep that distinct. And
well, you don't know that, because we're going to be dealing with people on Facebook and LinkedIn and so forth. We won't know anything about them. So when you're talking to somebody, if you're talking to them about being an affiliate, you're just talking to them about being an affiliate. But if it's a player, well, I don't know. There's so many ways to get players, but I the suggestion of just getting somebody who's in college, who has a son or daughter, or granddaughter, grandson in college, get a hold of them and get them in as a player, and have them introduce it to their friends, and it will take off. He managed to fall in a pool of BYU football players. So it's that's where there's so many ways to get new players, but that's obviously a good one.
Well,
anybody have any other questions? I may not be able to answer it, but
well, I wanted to know what Firewire was.
Firewire?
Yeah.
In reference to what?
I don't know. See, I have a URL that you can use to advertise, and so I just clicked it to see what's on it, and it's working perfectly. And it's scrolling down by me. It says Major League Baseball all summer long. Play ball. Then it says live sports games. Play, predict, earn, download now.
I have no idea.
Learn more.
Since FireFan launched, there has been a ton of other apps come out, sports apps similar to Firefan.
Yeah, Firewire Sports.
There has been a ton of them come out, and a lot of your major networks are putting out their own now. So
That's
we
true.
have a lot of competition, but I don't think the competition's going to hurt us. I think
Well,
it's probably going to help.
Here's the thing for NCAA. There's no other entity except Firefan. United Games can get the feed. So you have to be able to get the feed. If you can't get the feed, you don't have anything. And Firefan or United Games is the only company, the only entity that NCAA will work with to provide the feed for. So I don't care what anybody else, whatever who's whatever that thing is, it doesn't matter. I don't care. It doesn't make any difference. I saw one a long time ago, and I examined it, and it ain't even close. It doesn't even begin to compare with what Firefan is. So anyway, I'm not worried about it. But like I say, NCAA has only agreed to allow the feed of their games to all 3,600 games or whatever it is, just to Firefan.
Cool.
So
did they say anything about soccer or hockey?
Yeah,
or
soccer's coming first quarter next year, and they're going to introduce it to the European market first, because they want to let the European market. They're going to do a beta with the European affiliates only, because they want the European affiliates who are familiar with soccer to be able to make suggestions on how to improve it or make it better. Because Netherlands said that the last thing that United Games wants to do is create an app or create an event for this European soccer, cram down their throats by Americans who don't know a damn thing about soccer. Mm-hmm. So they're going to United Games has spent a lot of time over in Europe getting this all organized. So the feed, they get the feed set up correctly and all that kind of good stuff. So when they roll it out in the first quarter of 2018, it's going to go directly to those European affiliates.
Okay.
So if you have a European affiliate or somebody that has a connection in Europe that can become a European affiliate, go for it. Because that would just be a benefit to you. I don't have any connect. I've got a couple of people in Europe that are ham radio operator connections, and I'm going to find out if they have any interest in sports.
Was it Clyde on the live sports app was asking about cricket?
Yeah, cricket's coming up too. Yeah, she lists on. You'll see on the video all the new sports that are coming up. And the approximate dates, they figure they have 10 sports here, not too far down the road. There's something about the Winter Olympics. Firefan can't get feeds, but they're going to have some kind of a connection with the Winter Olympics over in Russia. I don't know how that's going to work, but she touched on it in the video.
Well, I got a customer that's a European. He's in Iceland, and he's got a Florida residence, and he's a soccer pro.
Oh, is that right?
And I confronted him about the app, and he wasn't interested. But he said that he had a brother-in-law that was a sports nut. So.
You sure do. Any connection that you have over in Europe or that you can cultivate over in Europe and bring in as an affiliate after the 15th is going to be a big plus to you, because, like I say, the Europeans are the only ones that are going to have the soccer until they have it smoothed out, and it obviously the rollout of soccer is going to be a lot better than the football last Thanksgiving. But it's going to be kind of hectic, because there's millions of soccer fans over there in Europe, much like there were football fans over here. And when that thing rolls out over there, there's going to be an enormous amount of activity, just like there was here, and their system is going to jam up as well. So
Wally, I think you're way off. I think you're way off. I
way
think
off.
there's billions of soccer fans over in.
Yeah, I said
Yep.
billions.
Billions.
Well, I thought you said millions.
No, billions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a
Well, yeah,
son
there was
that
like
lives
4
in England
billion
there.
people watch the World Cup. Now that's in total. It's not 4 billion people sit down and watch the championship game. But nevertheless, let's say there's a couple of billion people. But anyway, when you look at the statistics that Nadlin puts up on the screen, between soccer and cricket and some of these other sports, there's billions of people out there that are ready for the market.
I've got affiliates on my team that are interested in hockey. Is there anywhere on that?
Yeah, that's coming up. That's coming up next. I think either this winter or first part of next year. One of the two. I forgot. But hockey's right on the cusp. So as all these sports roll out, that just brings another group of players in, and it just all it does is enhance your income. So get on it, fans. Get on it. It's going to be a wild ride.
Wow.
So the first thing is to check out the video, and then go through the commission schedule, because you're going to want to understand how that works, because you may want to emphasize in your marketing, you may want to emphasize one area over another based on how you read the commission and how you think you can best utilize it, because it's a little bit more flexible than the old one was.
That's good.
So it almost gives you different avenues to travel to generate commission in different areas.
Well,
But the key is still numbers. It's like Madeline says, it's pure math, and they got a lesson in mathematics they didn't anticipate when they roll this puppy out. But now they've got a pretty good understanding of where it's going.
okay.
All right, guys, I've covered everything I have. Anybody got anything else?
I put my URL in chat just so that I looked at it and it works, and it's showing a whole bunch of stuff about the games and how to enroll. But it's a lot different than the one I originally had, so they've obviously changed it. So you guys want to take a quick look at it, you can
It's
tell
a lot
what's
simpler
going.
process to come in now than the old process, she said. I haven't looked at it. She said there's only like one click or one thing that you have to do. She said it's really simple. They've really simplified bringing
Do
new
they still
affiliates.
do it on the app, or do they do it online?
Both.
Both. Okay.
Yeah, because your online activity is going to be coming. Now, again, we can't do anything with new affiliates until the 15th. So a lot of what's there is may not be correct yet. It may still be some of the old stuff. I don't know, because I don't know they're going to roll out the new stuff to us until the 15th. It may be because they'd have to have it all rolled out. It's just that we can't use it yet. Yeah.
Well, Wally, I wanted to ask. They said there'd be a benefit to buying a ticket to the event, even if you didn't go. What was the benefit?
The one benefit is that you can start recruiting new affiliates on the 1st of the month. The rest of us have to wait until the 15th that didn't attend.
Okay.
Anything
else?
So the people who attended get a 15-day head start on bringing in new affiliates.
Okay. All right.
All right, guys.
Just wondered if there was a drawing or something or if there
No,
was
they
a
didn't.
packet.
They probably had one, but
handed
they
out.
didn't mention it.
Hmm.
Maybe they'll have a
They
drawing.
always do.
Maybe they'll have a drawing for a baseball glove there, Reverend Dave.
That'd be a good thing.
Yeah.
Considering I whooped up on you guys last night.
Yeah, but see, I got something to say about that.
What?
Hey
You
guys,
sitting there.
I got a bail. I'll see you guys
Uh,
on Thursday.
All right. Thanks,
All
Wally.
right.
All right, adios.
See you later,
Adios.
Water.
yeah, I got something to say about that, Reverend Dave. You watched the game and you could watch the batting order. I was picking blind.
Oh. No, I was going by what. See, I was getting the feed before the game was going on.
Yeah,
My
well,
game-
my feed runs behind the game.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it does. It runs behind it.
My feed was way before. It was like 30 seconds before it. The
Mine
game
runs
was happening. The
every
game was
time I
happening.
play-
Was happening before the broadcast.
every time I played a game and could watch it, the feed runs behind the game.
Oh, not for me.
So I'm just saying that I was picking blind. I wasn't watching the game last night. Now I have scored up to 630 when I could ball game and know the batting order.
Right. Well, I didn't play for 3 innings too, so you have an advantage there. So
Yeah. Yeah, you got that home run. That's where you jumped up on me. We was neck and neck, back and forth all night last night, Mike. I'd be on top, and then he'd be on top, and then I'd be back on top, and then he'd be back and forth.
and then they asked us, "This is will somebody get a hit?" Or I forget what the question was. Can't remember what the question was. It gave me so many points.
Will the Indians get a home run? That's how you went up so far.
Yeah, that's it. And I said yes, and they did. And I said thank you. But I didn't ask. I didn't answer any of the pregame questions though.
You didn't answer any of the pregame? Oh, really?
So I still whooped on you guys. I bet you I'd have been close to the leaders. The leaders overall had like 600 points.
Yeah, I won the community leaderboard one time, number 1.
Wow.
And I got a picture. I did a screenshot. I can send it to you.
Cool.
Hey, Robert.
Yay.
I got a question for you.
Fire away.
You got 2 positions that you was talking about upgrading in Good Life.
Yeah.
If you don't do that before the first, you're gonna have to pay a lot more money for it.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
Okay.
Yeah, I've already gotten a hold of them. I haven't got any feedback yet, so if they don't, they just don't. You know.
Yeah.
You can only do so much.
Can't push the string.
Yep.
I thought we were going to do. No, what are we going? When are we going to do? Since this call was supposed to be on subdomains, there, Reverend Dave. When are we going to do the subdomains now?
I'll try to do it Thursday, or if that doesn't work out, if we can do it next Tuesday.
Didn't you have some video? When don't you want to wait till Tuesday when you can share a screen?
Oh yeah, that'd be good. Unless we want to make an exception and have Thursday online.
Well, we can do Thursday online, but you'd have to contact her and send out some messages.
But some people count on having phones.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
next Tuesday be good.
Well, when my fearless leader Mike trained me on subdomains, they changed it up on me, and I'm lost now.
Yeah,
that's what Dave said. They've changed it. I hadn't done any subdomain stuff lately, so I don't know.
Yeah, I had to go into DNS and scroll all the way to the bottom and click on certain things, and
GoDaddy
a lot more complicated.
They changed some of their email stuff too. I don't know. I use the web-based email with GoDaddy, so I don't. They don't. They didn't bother me too much, whatever they did. But if you use a regular email program, they and if you're using POP, you got to change it over and switch it over to IMAP. So I don't know. And then they talked like it was a great thing that they did, but I just kind of ignored it since I use basically web-based email.
This guy I was talking to said some weird things. He said you want to use specialized emails because when prospects see that you have a Gmail account, he says that's very unprofessional and they shy away from it.
I think Gmail's more professional.
I was going to
I disagree with him.
For my life.
There's a lot of systems that won't accept anything unless it's a Gmail.
I know.
That's right.
I mean, a lot of them say if you don't have a Gmail account, don't bother us.
I tried using my domain, my that I've used for the last 100 years, and on a system here just the other day, and they came back and said they couldn't accept that. I had to have a Gmail account, which I've got half a dozen Gmail accounts, but it wasn't a problem. But it just I had preferred to use the other email, and I got a little more control over it than I do through Gmail. But Gmail is still good. It's in most, like I said, most systems they require you to have Gmail.
Yeah. This guy was trash talking Gmail.
I got an update on my lawsuit.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I want to hear about that.
We sent in a paper, and we all said the same thing, that we motioned the court to dismiss due to improper venue. And down at the bottom it says this guy is he's a convicted felon, a serial litigator, and brings this case without cause.
Yeah, and what did the court say?
I don't know, but they're going to see three people. They're going to see three people that said the same thing.
Yeah.
Identical. So.
Well, it's just like I told you the other night. I feel pretty confident that's going to get thrown out of court. So it just didn't sound very legitimate to me.
Okay, well the guy, we also found out that the attorneys, one of the guys that was in the lawsuit with me, he's got Legal Shield, right?
Yeah.
So he said that one of the California attorneys told him that everybody knows him, the court knows him, and none of the lawyers like him.
Mm-hmm. I'm still just based on what you told me, and I'm not a lawyer, so I can't promise you that. But just based on what you told me, it's gonna get thrown out fast as it comes up.
Oh yeah. I don't know why it wouldn't.
But there again, I'm not a lawyer. I have to preface that.
All right, well, folks, it's 9 o'clock.
About that time.
I'm going to get off of here and make a phone call.
It's good to talk to you. David, you're under Sandy, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm under Sandy, and I have. Are you talking about Firefan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm under Sandy, and I've never had any luck with Firefan. And Sandy keeps telling me there's something wrong with my situation, because to make 40 cents as much as I play, and when I host games and playing everybody's games and pay my affiliate due and make 40 cents, it's ridiculous.
You're having to buy tokens and put, use tokens to play, right?
Yeah.
You ought to be getting some money off of that.
Yeah, but that's, one month, I think my highest month was $3.18,
Hmm.
and ever since then, it's been 40 cents or lower. And
I
I've never gotten any emails from them. I've fallen through the cracks, and any
I don't I don't
updates, I've never.
I don't hardly ever get any emails from them from United Games. Well, I do. They tell me how much they charge me for tokens and on my subscription and how much they paid me each month. But that's about all I ever get from them. But I
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
I came in at a bad time. See, I wasn't allowed to have any affiliates,
Well,
but
they
Ah,
now,
just you don't get paid for affiliates. You honestly don't. You get paid for people playing the game and buying and using tokens. That's the only thing you're getting paid for, really.
right?
So it's
Like I said, if you can't if you recruit somebody who's good, otherwise recruit them as players.
the recruiting players is a whole lot better than that will actually play is a whole lot better than worrying about affiliates. Be honest with you.
Okay, well, I don't worry. I'm not worried about affiliates, but I can't get. I can't. I've tried to get people interested in the game, but nobody's interested in it.
See, I personal affiliates. I don't know. I got five or six. I don't know how many there are personally. But I've got almost 180, 100, something like that, 174, somewhere in that range. I don't keep track of it. Players, and 13 of those players are not active, so that means all the rest of them are doing something. And if they don't play but one game a week and spend 6 tokens a week, you know, that adds up to quite a few tokens. So you know, I can sit back and do nothing and make as much money as I spend. So
Mm-hmm.
and
I haven't
huh.
lost money yet, so
so and I make more than 40 cents. I don't know.
Yeah, that was my last month, 40 cents.
I had enough on my card here a while back. I took my wife out to a pretty expensive dinner with it. So it,
I don't even think I could buy a piece of bubble gum for that nowadays.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Ah,
But all I'm saying is concentrate on the players, and if you find somebody that you think can, like Dave said, that can really bring in some people, then yeah, bring him in as an affiliate. But
Well, I was thinking that if my customer, he's a professional soccer player.
mm,
He's retired now, but I mean,
yeah,
he used to be a professional. But his brother-in-law is a sports nut.
hmm
So if he's going to be in Europe, it would be it would be to my benefit to get him as an affiliate instead of a player.
probably because then he can bring in some more European affiliates and players as well. I'd say if anybody's got any contact over in Europe right now, because soccer is bigger than baseball, football, hockey, all those tied together, all wrapped together. Soccer is bigger. It's probably the biggest sport in the world, and it's not just European. You got down in South America and the Mexicans and
Brazil.
yeah, I mean it's just soccer is tremendous. I got a son that lives over in England, and him and his wife are big soccer fans. Of course, they're big hockey fans too. So but you know, soccer is just wild over in Europe. And
guys.
another thing, if you're going up in England
see
and
ya,
that
Robert.
area, then see you later,
Yep.
Robert.
Gotta go.
The uh, cricket. Cricket is a tremendous sport over here. I mean, it has tons of fans. So anything you can tie over into Europe is going to be opening up and good. It might take a year for it to pay off for you, but it's still you know you planning to be around for a year, aren't you?
Yeah, well, hopefully.
We hope so.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Well, none
No,
of it's guaranteed the next 5 minutes, but I want to be here in a year from now.
Well, that's true. That's true. But the reason I asked you a while ago if you was under Sandy, and I was pretty sure you were, that I'm gonna try to. It may be tonight or tomorrow before I get around to it, but I'm gonna try to get the letters. Dave said he sent them out. If I get them, I'm gonna.
David, I'm sending it to you now.
Will you send them to David? That's what I wanted to make sure David got them as quick as possible. That was what I was getting at.
I'm doing that right this minute.
Yeah, because I'm not the fastest in the world, and and I'm not real sure how quick Sandy would get them sent back out. Sandy does, but I don't know how quick she can. So
it's going to Sandy and him now.
Great, that's absolutely fantastic. The only other one we got to worry about is getting things down to Rio, and I ain't heard from Rio in ages, so
I know what you mean.
He just kind of dropped off the map somewhere. So, but if I can get a hold of him again, I'll see if I can light a fire on his butt. So, but
yeah.
Anyway, that's all I had. I just wanted to make sure David got in the loop and stayed in the loop here. He knows how to go find the video now, but I want to make sure he saw the stuff Wally was sending out too.
Yeah, I don't get any emails from United Games or even about Fire Fan, So.
Well, if you're only making 40 cents, that explains that. But the only thing I get emails telling me how much they charge my account for my subscriptions and other fees, and then I get emails to them telling me how much I made each month. So, but I hadn't gone and check it. They put the money in my on my little card thing, whatever it is. What it Quick Pay or whatever it is, Quicker Pay, or I don't know, whatever card it is. I've got one of those cards, and the cards work great. They put the money on there, and you can go spend it. So all you got to do, but they don't put money on there until it gets over a certain figure. So.
All right, well, I gotta go, folks.
All righty, it's good to talk to you. Good to talk to you. Good to talk to you too, Dave.
All right, they all been sent, David. You got them now.
Okay.
All right.
That's great. Appreciate that, Dave.
All right, Mike. No problem. I sent it to the people that were on my special mailing.
Right.
So I sent it to David and Sandy both. So you could send it to them, but if you want, but I tried to get hold of Sandy today, and she didn't call me back. I'm worried about her son who lives in
down in Texas,
Corpus Christi.
Yeah.
They said the levee's broke, and so that's what Sandy was worried about.
That was the big thing. So. They was all worried about the levee breaking.
Yeah.
I got some kin folks, and I got some friends that live down there in that area, so I'm concerned about them all.
All right, well, I'm gonna let you go, buddy. But thanks for hosting the call. I appreciate you.
No problem.
I was really hustling to get everything out, and
well, you made it here just in time. Just as I got it and brought it up, you were there. So.
All right. Anyway, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right. Have a good night, and God bless.
God bless.